This incredibly gifted boxer has rightfully earned his moniker Sweet Hands through awe-inspiring displays of surgeon-like precision and innate slick defense. His performance was a virtuoso showcase against the former two-time world champion Anthony Durrell, where Caleb comprehensively outboxed the aging veteran, leaving him reeling before delivering a devastating left hook coup de grace in the 9th round. It was a one-punch goodnight that sent shockwaves through the boxing world. But Caleb fell short against the formidable Mexican monster David Benavidez. It was an epic battle, but sadly ended in a unanimous decision in favor of Benavidez. Let's reflect on the breathtaking speed and skill of Caleb Plant, a super middleweight star who leaves us in awe with his sublime talent and boundless potential. In a daring move, Caleb ventured to Montreal for what was touted as his first major test against the vastly more experienced Zoltan Serra. Eager to make a statement in front of boxing royalty ringside, Sweet Hands wasted no time, immediately launching an assault on his opponent. With lightning speed and precision, Caleb planted the Hungarian fighter on the canvas less than 2 minutes into the contest, first with a tricky right, followed by a crunching left hook to the temples. Serra was left badly shaken and unsteady, hitting the canvas again mere seconds later. Despite his experience, Zoltan was clearly outmatched and overwhelmed, struggling to keep up with Caleb's relentless attack. Back in the States, Caleb was determined to continue his ascent to the top, facing off against Spanish sensation Adesat Rodriguez. With the familiar instructions of "protect yourself at all times" ringing in his ears, Caleb stepped into the ring, ready to showcase his slick defense and pinpoint accuracy. With a touch of gloves and a nod to his corner, Caleb went to work. Like a surgeon in the ring, he patiently picked apart Rodriguez with sharp jabs and snappy right hands, landing precise combinations that left the Spaniard struggling to find his mark. Caleb's elusive footwork and quick counters had Rodriguez swinging wildly, but missing the mark. In the 6th round, it was all over. Caleb unleashed a devastating left hook that landed flush on Rodriguez's jaw, leaving him scrambled and disoriented. The referee, Thomas Taylor, rushed in to stop the fight, as Rodriguez was clearly unable to continue, still standing, but barely coherent. The crowd erupted in applause as Caleb once again put on an impeccable display of boxing prowess. With this impressive victory, he further solidified his status as one of boxing's most promising prospects, edging closer to earning himself a shot at the coveted IBF super middleweight strap. As Plant stepped into the ring against tough Colombian contender Carlos Galvan, the anticipation was palpable. "Good luck to both of you guys," the referee said before signaling them to step back and start the fight. With his trademark sharp jabs and combinations to the head and body, Plant spent the first 3 rounds frustrating Galvan. The Colombian struggled to find his rhythm as Plant showcased his superior boxing skills, but it was the perfectly placed body punch that brought a sudden halt to the contest. Goodbye, Galvan. The crowd erupted in applause as Plant's spectacular knockout shot reverberated through the arena. He was fast becoming one of the super middleweight division's biggest stars, with an impressive record of 17 wins and no defeats. Next up was the Venezuelan foe, Jose. Plant was facing arguably his toughest test to date, but he wasted no time in showcasing his fast-paced, action-packed style. He floored Jose early in the 2nd round, sending a clear message of his dominance. Getting back on his feet and showing determination, Jose found himself down again in the 4th from a blistering 3-punch combination by Plant. With 2 knockdowns in the bank and a healthy lead on the scorecards, Plant thoroughly outboxed and outbrawled his opponent for the remainder of the fight. In the end, Plant won a wide 12-round unanimous decision, rightfully crowned as the champion of the world. Plant's lifelong dream had come true after just 18 professional bouts. He was now the proud owner of the IBF super middleweight strap. Fighting on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao's highly anticipated showdown against Keith Thurman, Plant was ready for the first defense of his newly acquired title against the unbeaten Mike Lee. "Mr. Lee, Mr. Plant, gentlemen, let's do this." The referee's words echoed in the ring as the bout began. Plant wasted no time in showcasing his skills, dismantling Lee with ease. In the very first round, a perfectly placed left hook sent Lee tasting the canvas. Round after round, Lee struggled to impose his will on the fight, but Plant's dominance was undeniable. In the 3rd round, a crunching right hand to the chin sent Lee down again. The commentators marveled at Plant's precision. That was a great right hand over the top of the low hand of Mike Lee. Plant landed a solid right hand on the chin. Moments later, Plant followed up with a two-punch salvo, sending Lee to the canvas once again. Referee Robert Bird stepped in and brought an end to the dismantling. Yeah, that's it. The crowd roared as Plant's first defense ended in a decisive victory. Lee was not happy with the referee's decision, but Plant had come through his first defense with ease, keeping his world title belt and unbeaten record firmly intact. Back in his home state of Tennessee, Sweet Hands Plant faced off against the big-hitting German star Vincent Feigenbutz. From the opening bell, Plant wasted little time in breaking up and dismantling his challenger. Consistent jabs and combinations landed through Feigenbutz's high guard, but kudos to Feigenbutz for showing commendable heart and toughness to remain upright throughout. Plant seemed to be getting better and better with each round, a student of the game constantly improving. Feigenbutz was driven back immediately, unable to mount a single offense as Plant's stiff jabs and uppercuts left him stunned, busted up, and bloodied. Frustration grew evident in Feigenbutz's failed attempts to land anything of significance. In the 10th round, Feigenbutz was stopped on his feet after an unanswered barrage of blows from Plant. The referee stepped in, declaring, "That's it, that's enough." It is another incredible display of speed and skill from the champion, moving one step closer to a shot at pound-for-pound king Canelo Alvarez. In the highly anticipated showdown on November 6, 2021, the 29-year-old undefeated Caleb Plant stepped into the ring against the Mexican boxing sensation Canelo Alvarez. The stakes were high as Alvarez, with his impressive record of 56-1-2 and a 7-fight win streak with 38 KO wins, aimed to become the undisputed super middleweight champion. Plant, towering over Alvarez by 12 centimeters and boasting a significant 9 centimeter reach advantage, was determined to maintain his unbeaten status. The stage was set for an epic battle, with fans on the edge of their seats anticipating a clash of two formidable fighters. The fight was fierce, with Plant showcasing his skills and putting up a valiant effort against the relentless attacks of Alvarez. But as the rounds went on, Alvarez's experience and power began to show, and Plant found himself facing a formidable opponent, unlike any he had encountered before. Despite his best efforts, Plant eventually succumbed to Alvarez's relentless pressure, and in the 11th round, he was unable to continue, resulting in a TKO loss. It was a heartbreaking moment for Plant and his fans as he suffered his first defeat of his career and saw his 21-fight win streak come to an end. Plant's next challenge came in the form of former super middleweight world champion Anthony Darrell. Outpunching and outboxing Darrell for the first 8 rounds, Plant uncorked a Punch of the Year candidate directly on Darrell's chin, leaving him flat on his back and unable to proceed. March 25, 2023 finally arrived. The 30-year-old Caleb Plant squared off against his fellow Mexican-American boxing rival, the undefeated David Benavidez. Benavidez, at 26 years old, boasted an impressive record of 26-0 and was riding high on a 26-fight win streak with a staggering 23 KO wins. Plant, even though he had a height advantage of 1 centimeter over Benavidez, his reach was 1 centimeter shorter than Benavidez, making this fight fairly equal. As the fight unfolded, the tension was palpable, with both Plant and Benavidez showcasing their skills and leaving it all in the ring. Each round was a fierce exchange of punches, with both fighters pushing themselves to the limit in pursuit of victory. But despite Plant's relentless efforts, Benavidez proved to be a formidable opponent, displaying exceptional skill and strategy. The fight went the distance, with Plant and Benavidez going toe-to-toe for 12 grueling rounds. In the end, the judge's decision was unanimous, and Plant was left with a hard-fought loss. It was a tough pill to swallow for Plant and his fans, as he had put his heart and soul into the fight, but ultimately fell short against the undefeated Benavidez. Man oh man, both Caleb Plant and David Benavidez brought the heat in that PPV showdown. From start to finish, the whole event was a nail-biting roller coaster of action-packed fights that left us on the edge of our seats, eagerly anticipating every punch, every dodge, and every move. Major props to Caleb Plant, who gave it his all in the ring. He held his head up high, showcasing tremendous heart and determination. Despite falling short, you could see him digging deep into his reserves, leaving it all out there in the ring. He may have lost, but in my book, he gained all my respect and admiration. These fighters truly displayed something rare in today's boxing culture. They put their reputations on the line, they wanted all the smoke, and they went straight at each other with no holds barred. They were hungry for that knockout, giving it everything that they had. And even after the fight, they showed class, displaying sportsmanship and mutual respect. This loss won't define Caleb Plant in my humble opinion. If anything, he gained more fans with his grit and determination. He's a true warrior, and I have no doubt he'll bounce back stronger and go on to achieve bigger and better things in his boxing career. It's fighters like him and Benavidez who make boxing such an electrifying sport, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us next. Do you think Plant will achieve bigger things in the future? Let us know in the comments below.